Good morning. So today I'm being called to do a sort of past, present, future spread. And as I was, just saying and shuffling at the same time, this popped out, which is nice. Always nice to be recognized and rewarded. So I'm just gonna put the cards out first, and then we can take a look. Can I switch the camera? No. So let me just show the cards. I don't know if you can see. Actually, you know what? I will I'll attach a picture to it. That's probably the easiest thing to do. So okay, I've done like a past, present, future thing, and then I also took some from the new deck I have of the like traditional deck, this one. So in the past energy is these two. So it's positive movement forward, but also deception and envy. So yeah, there's been a movement, like in the recent past, you took a leap of faith, and you sailed off into the sunset following spiritual guidance. Look at the bird, and that's like spiritual growth, the sun. That's what we're aiming for. And it's a solo trip, so you took that step, you set sail, and that is a recent past energy. And that was in the middle because of all of this deception and envy in the surroundings, in the environment. Like a lot of people jealous, lying to you, etc. And then the present are these. So it's a bit strange because both memories of love, letting go of memories of love, old painful things, or like sort of integrating I think it's about learning those lessons, learning the lessons from those loves that didn't work out, letting go of the pain of it, but integrating the lessons so that to reach this level now, like this is the level now. So it's basically emotional abundance. I mean, look at it, everything is there. But the then I took sort of immediate future, which is 3 cards came out. One is suffering and silence. Next is rejoice in celebration, and then moving on. So first, this came out first, and I was like, there's more suffering to come, but I don't think that's what's going on. This is like, yes, it's suffering in silence, but it's also a lone wolf energy and powerful leader looking out again towards that spiritual mountain peak. It's like a continuation of this. This is the person setting out, sort of not knowing what you're doing, but just following your guidance. This is the energy of an ascended master who has, look, she's walked up all those steps. She's at the peak of a mountain. She's sitting there. She has her wand, and she's looking at the next mountain. So she's reached the top of one mountain, and then now she's looking at the next mountain that she can climb. So it's actually, in this energy, I feel like I never looked so much into this card but in this context, I don't think it's about suffering in silence. I mean, yes, there will be suffering because of what you've gone through recently. You will have to go through the suffering because that's part of the shadow work. You're integrating, you're looking into those painful things that actually taught you so much and helped you ascend on this journey. You've ascended and you're still suffering because you are a wounded healer, right? As by definition, that's what a wounded healer is. We are wounded, but we're also healers. Because of those wounds, we know what it is to be wounded, and we heal others. That is what we signed up to do. I actually did that for 2 people, maybe 3 people yesterday. And I did, it was like more like we had a interaction with each other. I had 3 different conversations with people. Now, maybe even 4 actually. 4 people yesterday. I met 4 different people. One was someone I've known like in the recent past. I've known for a while, but all the rest I just met them yesterday, and we had an interaction where we healed each other. We had an exchange of energy, and we both healed broken parts of each other, and they've become part of my soul tribe now. So that's sort of the energy I'm seeing here. Rejoice in celebration, so it's time to celebrate, and that sort of goes along with this, the first card that popped out as I was talking about the spread, and it's like, time to celebrate, things are looking up. And then I got this. So this is sort of that moving into the light again. And again, look, it's sort of an ascended master feeling, leaving behind the shadows, having integrated them, but now moving into a better place. So this is all I would say would be very much in the energy of things are good, things, all that suffering was worth it, and now it's time for the next step. And then I think I was shuffling this deck because I felt like this was a bit incomplete. Like, this is, I wanted more too. And the first one that came is the Page of Pentacles. That's interesting because, that's like a money offering. You get an offering of money. And that's very significant for me because I am struggling for money actually right now. One of the people I met, well, all of them I met because I went to Sandown to try and sell my iPad and some other things because I'm struggling for money right now. I couldn't sell it, but I did get this instead, this soul tribe, this person who was very nice, very helpful, and my phone battery was dead, so he actually gave me his charger. Like, in the shop he charged it for me for a while, so it woke up, and then he gave me his charger. It was like, you keep it because your phone is dead and you don't have a charger. So that's kind of like, people giving me things for free because of my energy, because of what I'm able to do for them just by talking to them, to interacting with them. So I'm learning as well about money, like my concept of money, about, like just in general rethinking what money means, because to be honest, right now I have nothing in my bank accounts and no cash, but I'm still happy without any money. Yes, there are things I need, but to be honest, I have people around me who are amazing. I've never had this kind of environment before around me, where people genuinely just want to give me things just for the sake of it. Like one person, one of those 4 people, another one of those 4 people, basically, like, I said, like, I hadn't eaten anything. He's like, oh, here, take this bag of pretzels and eat it. Take it. I literally ended up finishing the entire bag of it because I was hungry and I hadn't really eaten. He's like, just eat it, just take it. No formalities. That's the kind of nice energy that I'm around now, which is super, super cool. Yeah, so... And then, funnily enough, after that Page of Pentacles, look what came out. Both the King and the Queen of Pentacles is like the utmost in terms of money. But also, it's not just about money, I think. It's also about, like, abundance, about wealth, like, I don't know. I feel like it's not just about money, it's about opportunities, about, because what I want money for, or I wanted money for, is to do the things I need to do, I would like to do, like the humanitarian stuff that I would like to do, but I felt like I need money in order to make those things happen. But I'm learning that I don't. I just need to make connections with people, and then it'll happen by itself. I don't need to have a lot of money in order to do good. I can start really small, like, what I'm doing now is I'm promoting local businesses here on the island that actually are family-run businesses that that are passed through different generations, and they're all like very economically like friendly things that they're using. They're connected to nature. For example, yesterday I met this glass maker, and his wife in Sandown, and he did a demonstration where they showed making something, a fish from glass, and basically they also sell this thing where you can store the ashes of your loved ones inside the glass. And I just really love that idea that you can have that kind of memento of your loved ones instead of storing, because after cremation usually you can store it in like an urn or something, and I really like this idea of this memories. Actually, I have it here because I'm going to go back and film a demonstration and take some pictures and share that. Does it have here? No, it doesn't have it on here, but I'll go take some pictures and take videos, share that. And this is the kind of stuff I want to do. I want to promote these businesses. There's also there's also so much that's available on the island that's just handmade, handcrafted, and I'm really into that. I'm not using I'm all about making things by hand, not because when you print things, when you use ink and paper, I mean, when you're going the plastic route, even business cards, I've literally made my own. Like I wanted to design something, get it printed, but then I was like, why? I mean, I don't need that. I don't need that. I don't have one right now to show you, but basically I'm trying to make things by hand to be more environmentally friendly. And I'm learning that how little, I mean, how much money is a socially constructed concept, because for people to live you don't need money, and that is a big lesson for me. And it also reminds me of The Host, in which is Stephanie Meyer's book. I don't know, it's less popular than the Twilight series, but I love it. It's about an alien who it's like an alien invasion story, and where they put souls they insert, the aliens are inserted into human hosts. And this particular alien, she's called Wanda, and she's inserted in the body of a human called Melanie. But Melanie knew from before, she was a fighter. She knew that this was happening, and she was fighting. So even usually after you insert the soul, the body completely forgets, that loses its identity. Like the soul just completely takes over, and the body is kind of dead. But because Melanie knew and she was fighting, even after the insertion, she retained her consciousness. So it was like two people in one body. And then it's about how they become friends, etc. And then eventually, they go to they find a community of other survivors who are living in secret in the wild. And the community there is about, it doesn't exist. There's no money. It's like they all work together for the community. And that is very inspirational, actually, because that is possible. Because a lot of problems that are happening in this world right now are because people are so obsessed with money and control. But what if we learn to work together to give to each other in a barter system where, okay, I need this, you need that, let's exchange. For example, I went to get my because I was having financial issues, so I had a lilac pair of these that I bought just now because I really wanted them. I love them, but I needed money, and I basically went to a shop here in Shanklin, and I said, I would like to sell this. And the guy there, he was like, oh, let me ask my manager if he'll buy it, then I want to buy it from him, because I've been really wanting to upgrade from this, which was his older, like it's an older version, but he really wanted the new one that I had. So he was like, I really want to, upgrade. And then he asked his manager, and the manager was basically a bit of an asshole, and it was like, nah. And then then he was like, oh, I'm sorry, I can't do anything, and but I would have really liked to buy it from him if he had bought it. Then I asked him, why don't you buy it from me? And he's like, oh, I can't really, afford it right now. The shop has money, and then I would have made some kind of deal with this guy. So I asked him, well, do a deal with me. You take it, and I'll take yours, and, we can be friends, because he seemed like a really good person. I liked him. And he was like genuinely interested, and he was like, initially it was actually quite suspicious. He was like, why would you do that? I mean, what, I'm not really used to this kind of stuff. I was like, yeah, that's okay, I'm a bit weird and different, but that's part of me. And then he was like, are you sure it works? Like, is it no, I got promise, it is fully functional, there's nothing wrong with it, I just need money. But why don't you, it was on a Saturday, so I told him, why don't you keep it, use it, don't give me your headphones, you check it out, and then on Monday I'll come back for your ones if you're satisfied. And he's like, okay, that sounds cool, well, thank you so much. And then he was very happy, and on Monday he gave me these, which also I'm trying to sell. So yeah, that's what I mean, that we need to let go of the concept of money and start working on human relationships and human connections, because ultimately that's what we get to take with us. I mean, money, there's a movie called Onion. It's a Tamil movie, and in it, it's about a person who becomes so angry at all the injustice and the disgusting crimes that people commit, that a part of his subconscious turns into this villain, who, not villain, like vigilante, who basically goes and kills these people, gives them really horrible punishment according to the Garuda Puranam, which is like the Hindu, it's a Hindu scripture describing the different types of punishments in hell. Some of them are pretty damn horrible. And one of them was about, it's actually similar to the myth of Tantalus in Greek mythology. It's like they're unable to eat or drink, so they're basically starving. And in this case, there was this man, very greedy man, who's like really horrible, really greedy. He tortures people and for money, and then at one point he's like, his death by this vigilante is like starving him and not giving him anything to like eat or drink. And then he's like, this guy gives him, this bunch of money that he earned. It's like, go on, eat this, this is what you worked for, eat it. And this guy is so hungry, he starts eating it, and then he dies because, so that's like the story there, like the moral of that story. It's like, ultimately, money means nothing. Money is a piece of paper, okay? What really is important is kind of human connections. And yesterday, I had another encounter with someone who was basically, she was sitting on the ground on the street, and I was like, I saw her and I was like, I wanted to go to her, but also I didn't want to like bother her because I was like, I don't know. So I basically just hovered next to her, kind of pretending to look at this window shop, like pretending I was just like window shopping, but I kept looking over at her. And then she looked around and saw me, caught me looking at her. She was like, oh, hi. I was like, hi, are you okay? She's like, no, I'm actually having a panic attack. And then I went and sat down next to her because she was literally, her hands were like this, and I was like, oh my god, I've been there and it's not a nice place to be. So I literally went and sat down on the floor next to her, and I just spoke to her, and she ended up telling me her story, and it's really awful, like the abuse she went through. And she also asked me about me, and we just ended up, having a chat sitting on the floor there. And yeah, it was she felt better after talking to me, which was really nice, and we exchanged contact information. She's actually an online content creator. She has like 10,000 people following her. So yeah, so that's what I mean, like you make connections with people. And then I ended up like walking her home. She was just nearby, like she lived nearby, but I just felt like I want to see that she's home safe before I leave. And we just basically told each other, if ever you need someone, a friend, you can call me, do it, So that's kind of that's what's really important in this world. Money is not really important because yes, money is important so you can do things, but that's because the system has made it as such. But if you have a system, a community where you remove the concept of money, actually you end up you really wonder why you need money, because you need money to buy things. But what if you gave things and got things back in return, like a barter system? Also, The Good Life. There's The Good Life, that series, the British series, that is such a good example of that. Like this couple, they basically are so bored with their suburban life, like they are so discontent with the middle class, 9 to 5 job, like, making money to buy stuff and then ending because money is low, then going out to earn more, etc. That cycle, and then like feeling like they were missing something, like missing this emotional fulfillment, and they basically like dismantle their entire life and start becoming self-sufficient. They become self-sufficient. They plant crops in their garden, front and back garden. They raise animals for chicken for eggs, goat for milk, pigs for like manure, for their fertilizer. Like they create the, what's it called, generator, but it has a special name, but I forgot. But basically they use the fertilizer, the pig waste to create methane, and that's used like a fertilizer, like to run the engine. So turning energy, like they take themselves off the grid completely. They cut off water supply. No, they have to keep water supply, sorry. They cut off electricity. They cut off what else, like they basically cut off everything that could be cut off, that everything that they can do by themselves, they do. And this electricity, they actually created electricity through this methane gas system. So that's why I'm also very against this move to the electrical system, electrical cars, using electricity for everything, because I feel like that's moving in the wrong direction. Unless, I don't know, I don't really know enough about it, but I feel like, yes, coal is not the way to go, but why not use nature? We complain about methane being toxic, but why not? And it is toxic to the environment. It is toxic and cause global warming, but why not harness it in this way? Use waste in this way to generate electricity. And that's unfortunately not something I can do on my own. This is just ideas that are coming through me. So if anyone has any expertise on that stuff and would like to, teach me and give me some clues about how I can possibly put me in touch, or get me in touch with the right people, whatever. Or even if the right people who have access to this kind of stuff is listening and you want to use my ideas, please feel free. I don't care about credit. You can, if this helps you or sparks your imagination in some way and you're able to create something that will solve this, please go ahead. And please let me know when you do it, so that just not for credit. I just it'll be nice to know. Like, it'll be cool to see that my idea being, or I just want to know more. I would like to know more. I'm rambling now. Okay, I'm gonna stop. Yeah, that's cool.